Hello everyone, and welcome to the World Youth Bridge Championships in Opatija. I'm going to talk to you about a fascinating deal from the under-26 women's pairs. There's an interesting story behind this deal. The previous day I'd gone to look for a young Chinese pair who might just have played one of the best hands of the tournament, involving a very rare type of squeeze, a show-up. I found them, and they were already sitting at the table ready to start play for the next round. And their opponents were there too, very fine Polish pair, and they are the stars of the hand I'm going to present. You'll see why in just a moment. So, you can see the cards on the screen with the wonderful Deep Finesse program, and East-West, Balditz and Zalewska had reached the excellent contract of 7 clubs. Now, if you just look at the East-West hands, you'll immediately realize that if the opposing clubs are divided 2-2, then 7 clubs is very easy, because Declare will be able to rough 2 spades in dummy to get up to 13 tricks. Now, let's see what happened. North made the traditional lead of a trump against a Grand Slam, and Declara won and played a second round of trumps, because remember, she knew that if trumps were 2-2, she'd be able to claim her contract. Sadly, trump suit didn't divide, so she had to draw a third trump, and North discarded. Notice that North can't part with a spade at any point, because then a spade ruff would establish an extra trick in that suit. So, having drawn trumps, Declara now played to ruff 1 spade in the dummy. Okay, there we go. Now that meant that someone was left with the Queen of Spades, the master spade. It also meant that the 7 of spades in Declara's hand was a menace. So if the Queen of Spades was ever discarded, that would become a trick. In this case, the 13th trick that Declara needed for her contract. In the last recourse, Declara could fall back on the diamond finesse, hoping that North had the King of Diamonds. But of course, she didn't know where that vital card was located. So, marking time, Declara now played 3 rounds of hearts. Maybe that would give her some useful information. Right. Okay, so there we've now reached a 4-card ending. And Declara, still marking time, cashed the penultimate club to reach a 3-card ending. Now at this point, Declara played her remaining trump. And as you can see, North was completely stumped by this. If she throws away the Queen of Spades, Declara will score a trick with a 7 and then play a diamond to the ace. That's 13 tricks. So North had to discard the Jack of Diamonds. And now, when Declara played a diamond, her king appeared, showing up, as we might say, and the ace and Queen of Diamonds took the last 2 tricks. So North was the victim of the show-up squeeze, the type of play that I'd been hoping to discover the previous day on a different deal. But that's not quite the end of the story. Just imagine that it was South that held the Queen of Spades and the King Jack of Diamonds. What would she be able to do when that last trump was played? Throwing away the spade is no good, and throwing away the Jack of Diamonds would surely tip Declara off to playing a diamond to the ace, felling the now singleton king. Well, how might Declara know which hand was more likely to have the Queen of Spades, which is quite important? There's a clue. If we look at the spades in the South hand, she started with the Jack 10-5. She follows with the 5 on the first round and then has the Jack and 10 left. Imagine she had started with the Queen, Jack and 10. She's going to play 2 spades, and she has lots of different ways to do that. She could play the 9 followed by the 10, she could play the Queen followed by the Jack, and so on, right? And of course, This is a famous theory espoused by Terence Rees, the theory of restricted choice. So when she plays the 10 followed by the jack, right, declarer can assume, right, that she started with 3 spades and not 4. And that's why you can place North with the Queen of Spades, and which is why this particular show-up squeeze happens to work. But trust me, if South really had started with 4 spades and the King of Diamonds, I think declarer would still have made the winning decision. As it was, this great deal, written up in the Daily Bulletin, might just have a chance of winning an International Bridge Press Association award for East West in 2020, and that would mean a wonderful trip to China to collect the prize. That's all, folks. Bye for now.